A lot of people seem to say that 2018 was one of the best years anime has ever had. And while I personally believe that 2019 is going to be better simply because of the Konosuba movie, 2018 was still pretty good. Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Zombieland Saga, Goblin Slayer, Darling in the Franxx before the whole alien shit went down. All of them were pretty good anime. Also, there was Emiya-san Chi no Kyu no Gohan, aka the Fate Shokugeki crossover, or how I like to personally call it, Reasons Not to Commit Suicide 2018 edition. But there's an anime that didn't seem to appear in any Anime 2018 review. An anime that didn't seem to have left any impression on most people. And that's, at least in my book, a damn shame. The underrated masterpiece this video is based upon is titled Grand Blue. Grand Blue is a comedy-based slice-of-life anime, and probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. Being part of the slice-of-life genre, Grand Blue cannot rely on a good story, epic fight scenes, or a dramatic setting. It does a pretty good job with somewhat connecting the episodes, or at least better than what you would expect of an anime of this genre. Still, you don't watch Grand Blue for its story or setting, because it's a comedy anime, and those usually live and die with the characters and character interactions. And oh boy, did Grand Blue succeed with this. The protagonist of this show is called Iori Kitahara, a 20-year-old college student who is moving into his uncle's scuba diving shop to begin his freshman year at Izu University. He's a young man hoping to fulfill his college dream life, but this dream is shattered as soon as he enters the diving club Grand Blue for the first time. He is greeted by a bunch of naked senior students getting drunk, but after the initial shock, Iori, being the anime protagonist he is, joins in on the fun. He later also somewhat reluctantly joins the diving club. And with reluctantly, I mean that two macho senpais basically peer pressured him into doing it. Oh, and he can swim. Probably not the best premise to join a diving club, but whatever. This is anime, so who cares? Of course, you cannot just leave your protagonist alone without giving him some kind of sidekick. Introducing Kohei Imamura, and with him comes arguably the best bromance I've ever seen. Kohei might even be my favorite character in the show, probably also because I'm pretty sure he embodies what I'm going to look like as a college student. Kohei is a massive otaku, and his dream is to get a harem full of middle school girls. Now that's what I call relatable character design. This poor otaku is also forced to join the Peekaboo Club by Iori, although not on a very voluntary basis. And actually none of them have really any interest in diving, at least in the beginning. The dynamic between Iori and Kohei is just so fucking amazing, and their love-hate relationship never fails to make me burst out in laughter. Shinji Tokita and Ryujiro Kozubuki are two of the seniors in college as well as in the Peekaboo Diving Club, and take on the incredible task to be Iori's and Kohei's senpais. Actually, these two are the ones who bullied Iori into doing it in the first place. Their bromance is a lot more harmonic and smoother than the one the two freshmen share, but let's just say that no one in this particular diving club is someone you would consider sane. As for the female cast, the main heroine would probably be Chisa Kotikawa. She's Iori's cousin and the only one you would reasonably expect to be part of a diving club. Although she seems fairly normal at first, you will soon realize that her love for diving is somewhat unreasonable extreme. Also the fact that she declared her cousin Iori her boyfriend to ward off any other guys trying to hit on her proves, in my opinion, that she is indeed related to the same man who did this. I would really like to give the context to this clip, but I think it would take the fun out of it, so please just watch the show yourself. It's really great. No anime can be considered a real anime without some good old family bonding time. And if you thought it was enough for Chisa to date her cousin, or act like she was dating her cousin, then oh boy, think again. It is time to introduce Nanaka Kotekawa, Chisa's sister and emoto-obsessed big titty Onesa. You heard me right. To be honest, seeing a female siscon for the first time was somewhat shocking to me, but I soon grew accustomed to it. Joining the naked madness that is the Grand Blue diving shop later down the road is Aina Yoshiwara. She's pretty shy, even more so than Chisa, but nonetheless a beloved member of Peekaboo. And lest we forget, Azusa Hamaoka. Praise be to Aqua and Haruhi for this godsend, bisexual woman who is on her everlasting quest to spread fan service in the world. Yes, Azusa perfectly fits into Peekaboo. She acts like the man, but possesses the body of a female, therefore being the main contributor for the previous mentioned fan service. But by far not the only one to contribute, but still the main source. There are also some side characters, for example Iori's and Kohei's band of friends, but they are not really worth mentioning in an amateur anime recommendation such as this one. To put things in a nutshell, nakedness and being drunk are basically the core themes of Grand Blue. Due to its opening name and general advertising, you might think it's about diving, but you would be very wrong to assume that. It is, just as I stated, about getting drunk and naked. But of course there are some scenes taking place in the ocean, some diving scenes, and all of them look genuinely, really beautiful. But animating a pretty ocean is by far not the best thing the animators did in this. It's the faces. The expression of emotions, faces in particular, is done in such an amazing and entertaining way that I just couldn't stop laughing. In all seriousness, the facial animations in Grand Blue rival those in the beloved masterpiece Konosuba. And albeit it might sound unbelievable, but the amount of naked or barely dressed men posing in Grand Blue even exceeds JoJo. I know, it might sound unbelievable, but it's true. By the way, did I mention that the ending song is an absolute banger? Now don't tell me this song wasn't the best thing you have heard, at least in this month. Just like any anime, Grand Blue is to be taken extremely seriously, and you should totally base your life upon it. Now, what valuable and important life lessons can we learn from Grand Blue? The first thing I realized while watching this anime is that apparently there are no high school girls in college. So that was something new for me. The second thing I learned through Grand Blue is that if it burns, you shouldn't drink it, because you will probably die. Or you could be transported to another world, considering that this is anime, but still I wouldn't try it, just saying. And the third thing I learned through Grand Blue is that diving clubs in Japan do not actually dive, but instead they spend their days drinking, partying and getting naked. Which is further proof that Japan is in fact far superior to every other country ever. So at the end of the day, should you watch Grand Blue? Yes, you should. I mean, let's face it, in all honesty, this anime basically only consists out of beach episodes. What in God's name are you waiting for?
熱くなれ